What do you think about the Rod of Wonder? That's actually sapphire blue.
You bet. You bet. Do you want to give people a little backstory on what you're talking about? Because I would love to talk about it, but I think you know a lot about it too, and I'd love to hear from you.
That's the book that we're reading with Zen and Digital Readers Club. The book that Zen wrote, the Vestures of Light and Rod of Wonder. So I think a lot of our listeners they all come over from Digital Readers Club and they come here. So
okay, but not all of mine do. Not all of mine do, right? And I would love to share this with them. So if you would be willing, come on, tell them about the sapphire rod.
Okay, so the sapphire rod, you can trace it down using the Bible and extra biblicals from all the way from Adam, who the Most High gave this rod to when he was kicked out of the garden, basically, and it was a branch from the tree of life. It was sapphire, and inscribed on it was the ineffable name of God, or Yod He Vav He, along with all the names of the patriarchs, the names of the apostles. I mean, all the future was like on this particular rod. So Adam passed it down to Enoch. Enoch passed it to Methuselah. Methuselah passed it to Noah. Noah carried it on the ark, and since then it's been taken by the evil bloodline. Ham went in there and stole it when he saw the nakedness of his father, and did some horrible things with his mother.
Yes.
Took the rod of wonder and the Vestures and gave it to his son Cush, who gave it to Nimrod.
And what's the Vestures, real quick? Make sure you tell people what the Vestures are.
Yes, the Vestures, we're taught that God clothed, or the Most High clothed Adam and Eve with skins. And in the churches, they teach it that the Most High sacrificed 2 lambs, but it's not that. He wouldn't have done that. It was the skin of the serpent when the serpent was cursed. Yeah, the Nakash, the serpent was cursed. And so the Vestures are made of this beautiful multicolored, the way the serpent would have looked, the feathered garments, that it was like a hologram is what I'm picturing, but it gave the wearers power. It gave them power over animals.
Cloak of concealment, like
yes,
invisibility cloak in a sense, right?
Yes, like, and so these 2 items have been passed down to the I would say also to those who had the title of Melchizedek as well, because that's the title that Adam was passed down to Enoch, to Methuselah, to Noah, the priest king, the leaders, the righteous ones. But they were also stolen by the serpent seed bloodline for their own uses. That's what we see when Cush passed it to his son Nimrod. Nimrod was a servant initially of the Most High God, but then he became a mighty man, and that's around the age 20 when his father gave him these garments, and he was the mighty hunter before the Lord. But then he turned evil, using the garments for evil. When he was killed by Esau took the garments, so it remained in the evil serpent seed bloodline. But then Yaakov received them from his mother, took them from Esau, gave them to Yaakov when he went to Laban's. And so then Yaakov passed them down. And that's when we hear about them in the Bible again, when he made the coat of many colors for his son Joseph. That was made from the Vestures of Light, the Rod of Wonder. And then Joseph, when he was second only to Pharaoh in Egypt, and then he passed away, he left the rod in Pharaoh's garden. And that's when Jethro was an advisor to Pharaoh, along with Job. Jethro was upset because everyone was agreeing that they should use the blood of the innocents to cure Pharaoh and to
doctrine of Balaam.
Yeah, exactly. So Jethro was upset. He went stomping out of that meeting, and he grabbed the
rod.
The rod on the way out is what I see.
He 5-fingered the Rod of Wonder.
Took it back to Midian with him, put it in his garden, and then he had all these daughters, and his oldest daughter Zipporah was beautiful, and all these men of Midian wanted to marry her. So he said, "Okay, the person who can take the sword out of my garden,
the rod
can have the hand of my daughter." And so that didn't happen until Moses came along, and was imprisoned in Jethro's prison for 10 years after he was king of Cush for like 40 years.
40 years.
And then
get humbled. Huh?
Zipporah's feeding Moses the whole time, Moshe the whole time for 10 years in Jethro's prison. And Jethro's wondering, oh, what happened to the Hebrew man that I imprisoned
10 years ago?
Guess what? He's still alive. So they brought him out, and the rod literally jumped into Moshe's hand when he was walking through the garden.
He was reading it, and it says, I can read that.
It's like Yahweh Elohim Sevaoth is written on it, and it's all like
yep, exactly. King Arthur's got nothing on this story.
You know it, bro. They make us read all their hypocritical versions of they bastardized all of the truth story.
Oh, big time.
You know it.
So just real quick, I'm going to tell people that don't know about a lot of what you just said. Some people's jaws are on the floor right now going, what in the world?
Exactly.
Bro, okay, this is why we were talking earlier when Isaac and I were talking about, like, there's some texts that used to be part of our scriptures that are very important. They carry all kinds of information that are pertinent to the story, that elaborate on points of, like, the word Nephilim that drops into the scriptures in Genesis 6, and Moses is like, side note, by the way, guys, when the time the giants were taking over and, the angels were having sex with women and hooking up and creating all these giants, and then the whole world became only evil continually, and you're like, what? And he's like, don't worry about it. You obviously all know about it, because in these other texts, like First Enoch, Jasher, and Jubilees, there's an incredible depth of information that is contained there. And Rob Skiba put out this book. This is called Genesis and the Extra Biblical, Biblically Endorsed Text. This bro, this one was the first one that I started hunting down all that stuff. So the story, like she was talking about Joseph and about Jethro and about Moses being sent over when he left and to go towards Midian, he ended up going and becoming the king over Cush, like she was saying. All that stuff's in the book of Jasher. I'm working on an audio version of that right now, a drama.
Nice, good,
spicy.
Good.
Because it's so good. It's like the version of this. It's like the book of the wars. You know, when you're reading the Bible and you got these other books they're talking about, like Joshua 10, when sun stands still over the valley of Ekron, and it's like the moon stands still over here. And then he's all like, "Is this not written in the book of Jasher?" And you're all like, "What the heck?
Exactly?
Where's that book?"
And
then
over
David,
200 books.
Yes, in 2 Samuel chapter 1, David's all singing the book of the. There you go. There's the book by Zen Garcia, y'all, that they were referencing.
If you guys would like to read this book, you can go to sacredwordpublishing.com and you can order this book.